Hey there, PM Pros. Welcome back to Study with Script Kitty. I'm your host, Script Kitty, and today we're diving into PMP study questions, part one, rapid fire edition. Get ready for a lightning fast brain workout. Let's pounce. All right, so before we leap into our first question, here's the scoop. These are Project Management Book of Knowledge style practice questions taken from the 7th edition, and they're similar to the types of questions that you would see on the real exam. You'll see mostly multiple choice, a few multi-answer, and a bonus challenge at the end. You'll also notice little stars next to the top of some of the questions. So those are our tricky questions, and I'll unpack every starred question in a follow-up review video and they'll be presented in the same order as this video. So review video part one will contain all of the starred questions in this video in the same order with in-depth explanations about why certain answers are a little more tricky or a little bit misleading. So we'll cover all of that. If you spot something I missed or have your own tips, drop a comment. I always welcome feedback. Now, let's dive into it. All right, question one. A project manager is planning a project with multiple work packages. Each work package has its own defined scope, but funding will be at the project level. How should the project manager determine if the allocated resource budget is sufficient to cover the resource costs of the project? A. Estimate the costs at the work package level and add those costs to calculate the total cost of the project and compare it to the allocated budget. B. Create a budget burn down and a scope burn up, and then verify that the project scope is completed before the allocated budget is depleted. C. Divide the allocated budget by the number of work packages and verify that each work package can be completed within the allocated budget. D. Fund each work package in the order of its importance and shift any remaining scope from non-funded work packages to funded work packages. And the answer is A. Estimate the cost at the work package level and add those costs to calculate the total cost of the project and compare it to the allocated budget. Question two. A large construction project is progressing well as per the project objectives. The project manager would like to report the project's value to the project sponsor and seek the next phase of funding closure. What should the project manager do? A. Ensure a measurement system is in place like earned value analysis to track project value for the project sponsor. B. Create a detailed project report on successes and challenges for the project sponsor. C. Submit a detailed report on the cost budget versus the cost actuals as the project sponsor will want to know more about finances. D. Arrange a site visit to show the project sponsor the construction progress in person. And the answer is A. Ensure a measurement system is in place, like earned value analysis, to track project value for the project sponsor. Question three. During iteration planning, Team A identifies that an important deliverable is dependent upon a deliverable from Team B. What should the project manager do? A. Ask Team B to focus on their backlog and deliver based on their priority. B. Inform Team B of the dependency and ensure that the deliverable is planned. C. Make Team A a part of Team B and ensure that the deliverable is ready. D. Request that Team B to immediately start this activity and deliver to Team A. And the answer is B. Inform Team B of the dependency and ensure that the deliverable is planned. Question 4. A project manager finds it challenging to comply with standardized processes for knowledge transfer. The project teams and stakeholders are scattered around field sites, the office, and remote locations. In addition, some team members have limited access to the electronically shared files. How should the project manager manage this challenge? A. Study the environment and the available resources to determine which approach to use. B. Send the intended information through email since it is the primary communication tool. C. Communicate a strong message to the team explaining the importance of knowledge transfer. D. Request changes in the processes since it is not suitable for the company environment. And the correct answer is A. Study the environment and the available resources to determine which approach to use. Question 5. A company's CEO complains about the frequency of project communications. The CEO receives 5 project reports each week by email, but does not have enough time to review them. In addition, the information that the CEO receives is not relevant and that it does not explain the project status. What should the project manager do first? A. Meet with the team and decide the type and frequency of the reports to send to the CEO. B. Send the CEO one executive summary per week instead of 5 reports per week. C. Review the communications management plan. D. Review the stakeholder engagement plan. And the correct answer is C. Review the communications management plan. Question 6. A few virtual team members are located in a region that generally has good internet connectivity. However, they frequently experience connectivity issues joining team calls during the day. What should the project manager do? A. Determine what the problem is and develop an action plan. B. Ask the team members to use chat tools as an alternative to calls. C. Procure tools that consume less bandwidth for internet calls. D. Record the meeting to share with the team members who are unable to join. And the correct answer is A. Determine what the problem is and develop an action plan. Question 7. There is frequent conflict between 2 project team members working on a project. This has caused a negative impact on the project. How should the project manager handle this situation? A. Counsel both team members and caution them with a final warning. B. Relocate the 2 project team members into different project teams. C. Escalate the issue to the human resources manager before a larger problem develops. Or D. Help cultivate self-awareness between the 2 team members through emotional intelligence. And the correct answer is D. Help cultivate self-awareness between the 2 team members through emotional intelligence. Question 8. A project manager is working on the delivery of a solution that needs to be deployed to the public quickly. The project team is experienced, the stakeholders are supporting the delivery, and the customer is cooperating. What strategy should the project manager use to ensure on-time delivery of the solution? A. Meet with the customer to agree on the components of the solution and the priorities. B. Ask the sponsor for support regarding the allocation of additional resources to finish on time. C. Have a high-level plan for incremental deliveries and get the customer's feedback as early as possible. D. Have a detailed plan of all milestones, deliverables, functionalities, and allocation of resources. And the correct answer is C. Have a high-level plan for incremental deliveries and get the customer's feedback as early as possible. Question 9. A project manager has been assigned to lead a software project to generate savings at an important financial institution. Initially, the duration of the project was 13 months, but due to various issues during execution, the project was extended to 16 months. By month 11, the expected savings were exceeded, but not all of the functionalities planned for that date were fulfilled. How should the project manager inform the stakeholders of the project's progress? A. Complete the outstanding functionalities before informing the sponsor of the project progress. B. Communicate the benefit expectations and the action plan for the pending functionalities. C. Send an email with the monthly project progress to all relevant stakeholders. D. Report that the project has not fulfilled all the expected functionalities. And the correct answer is B. Communicate the benefit expectations and the action plan for the pending functionalities. Question 10. An Agile facilitator has gathered a team for a new project. This team and facilitator have not yet worked on a project together. How should the facilitator proceed? A. Set up a lessons learned session from a similar project. B. Hold a team charter discussion. C. Schedule a release planning session. D. Conduct a product roadmap session with the team. And the correct answer is B. Hold a team charter discussion. Question 11. A project manager is leading a hybrid project. The only available resources that have experience with Agile are not at the project manager's location. The project has a strict schedule and budget, and the project manager is concerned about their ability to deliver it. What should the project manager do? A. Engage the Agile resources through video conferencing on a daily basis. B. Advise the sponsor that the project will be delayed as Agile training will be required. C. Request a budget extension to get local resources experienced in Agile. D. Plan to have the Agile resources temporarily relocated to the project manager's location. And the correct answer is A. Engage the Agile resources through video conferencing on a daily basis. Question 12. A project manager is managing a mobile application development project when one of the experienced team members starts missing deadlines. The delays will impact project implementation. What should the project manager do next? A. Assign an additional resource to help the team member with the tasks. B. Ask the team member's functional manager if there are any known issues. C. Convene a team meeting to encourage and motivate the entire team. D. Meet with the team member to understand their concerns and/or issues. And the correct answer is D. Meet with the team member to understand their concerns and/or issues. Question 13. During a project's initiation phase, a lessons learned sharing session was held with the team for another project. Low construction productivity was discussed as a potential delay to project completion. What should the project manager do next? A. Discuss this issue with the project sponsor to request additional funding to implement mitigation. B. Pre-qualify contractors with proven track records to eliminate productivity concerns. C. Add construction productivity to the risk register and develop a mitigation strategy for site execution. D. Hire a construction management consultant to develop a comprehensive site execution plan. And the correct answer is C. Add construction productivity to the risk register and develop a mitigation strategy for site execution. Question 14. A project manager is developing the stakeholder register and is having trouble understanding the motivation of some of the stakeholders. What should the project manager do to get this information? A. Identify each stakeholder's motivation from the business case. B. Request stakeholders articulate their motivations at the kickoff meeting. C. Email project objectives to all stakeholders and ask for endorsement. D. Organize a one-on-one conversation with each stakeholder. And the correct answer is D. Organize a one-on-one conversation with each stakeholder. Question 15. A third-party supplier demands payment for the services provided for a project. The agreement was that payment would be made after the organization receives payment from the client. The third-party supplier lacks the capital to meet their payroll and has informed the project manager that if they do not receive payment quickly, they will withdraw team members from the project. What should the project manager do? A. Explain the third-party supplier situation to the client and request payment. B. Inform the client that the project must be delayed until payment is received. C. Reassign resources from other projects to pay the third-party supplier. Or D. Process a bank loan to pay the payroll of the third-party supplier? The correct answer is A. Explain the third-party supplier situation to the client and request payment. Question 16. A project manager has just been hired by a company without a project management governance structure. During the kickoff meeting, a key stakeholder emphasizes the importance of the project meeting the company's strategy, investment, and compliance requirements. What should the project manager do? A. Put into place a project governance model in line with the requirements. B. Replicate the organizational governance to the project governance. C. Create an organizational project management governance. Or D. Ask the organization to create a project portfolio governance. And the correct answer is A. Put into place a project governance model in line with the requirements. Question 17. A project manager is part of a balanced matrix project organization. The project manager will receive all work performance updates directly from the new sourcing department head who has no time to spare to give the project manager the information. What should the project manager do? A. Discuss the situation with the company project sponsor for advice. B. Request information directly from the sourcing department team members. C. Work out a resolution in consultation with the sourcing department head. D. Present the situation to the manager of the sourcing department head. And the correct answer is C. Work out a resolution in consultation with the sourcing department head. Question 18. A regulatory branch of an environmental government agency has recently placed a ban on the manufacturing of a specified thickness of plastic packaging products. This ban will take effect in 12 months. The project manager for a startup firm working in alternative packaging has been monitoring the progress of this law for a while and, as part of the risk management, has identified new products that can support a growing customer base. What should the project manager do next? A. Begin a marketing campaign to sell alternative packaging after the 12-month period ends. B. Organize a meeting with all stakeholders and review the stakeholder engagement plan. C. Continue production processes and plan to discuss changes at the next annual target review meeting. D. Inform management of the new law as an opportunity to expand market share and share the proposed products. And the correct answer is D. Inform management of the new law as an opportunity to expand market share and share the proposed products. Question 19. Halfway through a project, the project sponsor is replaced by another peer who was not previously engaged in the project. The new project sponsor has rejected most of the project artifacts, and the team did not get the latest increment approved on the current iteration. Stakeholders are not feeling confident about the project outcome. What should the project manager have done to prevent this situation? A. Performed a stakeholder analysis when the sponsor joined the project. B. Held a governance meeting to review the project increment. C. Escalated the issue to ensure the increment would be approved. D. Conducted a product iteration review with the new project sponsor. And the correct answer is D. Conducted a product iteration review with the new project sponsor. Question 20. A project manager is starting a new project and the project team is located in different countries. The team was going to use a specific tool to hold virtual meetings. However, that tool is not available in one team member's country. How should the project manager deal with the situation? A. Contact the project sponsor to have the team member removed from the project. B. Ask the team member to move to another location where the tool is available. C. Investigate alternative tools for virtual meetings that are available to all team members. D. Start the project and use email to communicate with the team member until the tool is available. And the correct answer is C. Investigate alternative tools for virtual meetings that are available to all team members. Question 21. A project manager is managing a few innovation projects with a high level of uncertainty. The project manager is experiencing challenges with the large number of change requests issued due to the nature of the project. What should the project manager do? A. Reduce the number of approvers required to implement a change request. B. Request sponsor approval for all change requests to reduce the number of changes. C. Initiate the number of iterations to reduce the number of change requests. D. Add a fixed number of change requests allowed by the client on the project baseline. And the correct answer is A. Reduce the number of approvers required to implement a change request. Question 22. A medium-sized company has been exploring new marketing tactics with regard to launching a new product. New product creation is no small task. In the end, it was too big of an expenditure for the company to undertake. What should the project manager do in the future when working on new product projects? A. Make use of Kanban boards so all stakeholders have a clear view of the project and provide their help accordingly. B. Train the team to first find the minimum viable product, MVP, that will deliver value to the customer. C. Increase the contingency reserve and prepare the team for applying fast-failing techniques when the estimates veer from the initial plan. D. Adopt a chain management approach, developing products based on the same platform and infrastructure. And the correct answer is B. Train the team to first find the minimal viable product, MVP, that will deliver value to the customer. Question 23. During the third iteration of a project, the main sponsor retired from the company and a new sponsor was appointed. The new sponsor is not familiar with the agile approach for project delivery, which leads them to request more control over the project team. What should the project manager do? A. Schedule a meeting with the new sponsor in order to explain the agile approach and how teams are supposed to be self-organized. B. Review the sponsor's request with the project team during the next daily review meeting in order to provide the requested control. C. Schedule an emergency meeting with the project team so they fulfill every request that comes from the sponsor. D. Review the sponsor's request with the project team during the next iteration review meeting in order to obtain a team decision. And the correct answer is A. Schedule a meeting with the new sponsor in order to explain the agile approach and how teams are supposed to be self-organized. Question 24. A project manager receives a suggestion from a team member for improving the product attributes without impacting the schedule or cost. This will add value to the project and the customer. What should the project manager do? A. Reject the suggestion and ask the team member to focus on executing the plan. B. Ask the team member to submit a formal change request. C. Accept the suggestion as it has no impact on the project. D. Ask another team member to validate the impacts of the suggestion. And the correct answer is B. Ask the team member to submit a formal change request. Question 25. An Agile coach and technical writer for a globally distributed Agile team are in a country with a 9-hour time zone difference from the Agile team. The Agile coach and project lead disagree on the timing for the daily stand-up. The project lead thinks the stand-up should be at 10 a.m. local time, but the Agile coach and technical writer feel that this is an inconvenient time for them. How does the project lead ensure adherence to Agile practices? A. Inform the Agile coach that the daily stand-up will be at 10 a.m. local time and ensure all parties can attend. B. Escalate to management that the Agile process is not going to work and ask them to speak to the Agile coach. C. have a discussion with the team on the approach and come to a decision on when the daily stand-up should be. D, have two separate daily stand-ups, one for the Agile coach and technical writer, and one for the Agile development team. And the correct answer is C, have a discussion with the team on the approach and come to a decision on when the daily stand-ups should be. Question 26. A project manager has been assigned to manage multiple Agile project teams. The project manager wants to empower the teams to make them self-organizing. What should the project manager do to create a positive environment? A, help the teams in establishing and adhering to their ground rules and revisit after regular intervals. B, copy the ground rules established by another project and provide them to the teams. C, establish the team ground rules and share them with the team for strict adherence. D, extract the organization's policies and processes, customize them, and give them to the teams to adhere to. And the correct answer is A, help the teams in establishing and adhering to their ground rules and revisit after regular intervals. Question 27. A team member in an Agile project informs the project manager they might not be able to finish an assigned task on time, which could generate an obstacle for the rest of the team. What should the project manager do? A, ask the team member to bring up the concern in the next daily meeting. B, send an email explaining the issue to all team members. C, reassign the task to another team member. D, move the task to the next sprint. And the correct answer is A, ask the team member to bring up their concern in the next daily meeting. Question 28. A technician is scheduled to install internet service at the homes of 3 remote call center agents who have different working schedules. Their functional managers arranged time off to allow for the installation and testing. The carrier sends an email to the project manager stating that one appointment is delayed for 2 days. What does the project manager need to do now? A, inform the product owner. B, inform the project sponsor. C, inform the relevant stakeholders. D, inform the project team only. And the correct answer is C, inform the relevant stakeholders. Question 29. The project is in the execution phase. The client was actively involved in the early stages, but has been less engaged lately. A number of changes to the requirements have recently been requested. What should the project manager do next? A, discuss the changes with the client and jointly make the decision on how to proceed. B, reject the changes and stay the original course as initially agreed with the client. C, review the risk register to see if mitigations have already been outlined for this scenario. D, review the changes and make the decision based on the project team's recommendations. And the correct answer is A, discuss the changes with the client and jointly make the decision on how to proceed. Question 30. After conducting a performance assessment, the project manager identified that some gaps still exist. What should the project manager ensure? A, awards are given to all team members for playing a role in the project and undertaking the assessment. B, performance improvement programs are organized for all team members who were assessed. C, all team members rotate their job schedules immediately to make them versatile. D, assessment results are kept private and not shared among team members. And the correct answer is B. Performance improvement programs are organized for all team members who were assessed. Question 31. The project manager has begun a complex oil refinery project. Although the project is in the initiation phase, the sponsor keeps asking for concrete dates for the most important project milestones. When will the project manager be able to provide the requested information? A, during the planning phase, when processes for scope definition and activity duration and sequencing will be performed. B, close to the end of the project, as the forecast will be more accurate and most risks will already be mitigated. C, in the initiation process, as it happens concurrently with the project contract and project charter creation. D, as soon as possible, as project delays can be significantly avoided when a schedule is developed early. And the correct answer is A, during the planning phase, when the processes for scope definition and activity duration and sequencing will be performed. Question 32. The project manager is reviewing a project's process and notices that one of the risks has become an issue. What should the project manager do to address the situation? A, initiate a change request to obtain additional funds from the management reserve. B, meet with the project team and customer to brainstorm about potential solutions. C, schedule a high priority meeting with the project stakeholders to discuss the issue. D, collaborate with the relevant stakeholders on implementing the risk response plan. And the correct answer is D, collaborate with the relevant stakeholders on implementing the risk response plan. Question 33. A project manager has team members around the world in many different time zones. Project work frequently stalls because people in one office need to wait until another office is awake to have questions answered. What should the project manager have done to avoid this? A, ensure that the project would be the highest priority for all team members. B, planned and scheduled tasks and work packages to overcome geographical and time zone challenges. C, learned more about how each team member prefers to communicate before assigning project work. D, use communication tools such as video conferencing so different offices could communicate. And the correct answer is B, planned and scheduled tasks and work packages to overcome geographical and time zone challenges. Question 34. A project engineer in country A is complaining about the sample received from the supplier in country B because the sample is not the correct length. During a telephone conference, the supplier checked the drawings and insisted that the measurement was accurate. What should the project manager do next? A, hire a company in country B to perform a quality check before shipment. B, evaluate the procurement contract to determine the agreed upon specifications. C, escalate the issue to the purchasing department for review. D, add an additional task to cut the received part according to the specifications. And the correct answer is B, evaluate the procurement contract to determine the agreed upon specifications. Question 35. A business stakeholder for a project is reluctant to accept an agile approach due to a previous bad experience and is pushing for a predictive approach. What strategy should the project manager use to persuade the stakeholder to use an agile approach? A, agree on a predictive approach but apply agile concepts under the project management umbrella. B, ensure the stakeholder that an agile approach will deliver all of the expected results in a shorter period of time. C, document the request and escalate to upper management to consider a modification of the project charter. Or D, propose a phased project approach with multiple small interactions and build trust with the stakeholder through frequent value delivery. And the correct answer is D, propose a phased project approach with multiple small interactions and build trust with the stakeholder through frequent value delivery. Question 36. A project manager is working in a company that has several global offices. During resource planning for a new project, the project manager realizes that the company requires projects to include team members from different continents. What should the project manager do to ensure a successful project execution? A, plan for a meeting with the project sponsor to discuss the possibility of utilizing only local colleagues. B, send emails with information about the project deliverables on the first day of the project. C, connect with every location and check their preferred methods of communication. D, invite all resources to the project manager's location to form a cohesive team until all deliverables are completed. And the correct answer is C, connect with every location, and check their preferred methods of communication. Question 37. An equipment vendor will implement a new production line for a client company. The year-long project will include 2 to 4 month-long iterations. However, the client's project manager has no agile experience. How should the project manager ensure that the client is effectively represented in the daily meetings? A. Recommend agile training programs that best suit the client project manager's schedule. B. Propose a session for essential agile knowledge transfer for the client team to align with the daily meeting goals. C. Realign the project to a predictive approach to ensure optimal collaboration between the teams. D. Provide the client project manager with agile best practices documents and web resources. The answer is B. Propose a session for essential agile knowledge transfer for the client team to align with the daily meeting goals. Question 38. A project manager is working for an organization in country A and has been tasked with opening the first brick and mortar store in country B. The sponsor has identified the city for the store and wants to minimize any potential issues with the local government. Which action should the project manager take to address the sponsor's request? A. Work with the organization's legal department to identify local regulations to ensure project compliance. B. Work with the organization's project management office, PMO, to build a project team of residents located in the city. C. Work with the organization's real estate department and reach out to the local government to identify the best location for the store. D. Work with the local government to build the profiles of employees that will be working in the store. And the answer is A. Work with the organization's legal department to identify local regulations to ensure project compliance. Question 39. A newly formed project team includes team members who've been working in the company for a long time, as well as team members who are new to the company. The project team members discovered that there's a gap in communication between these two groups, and they're finding it hard to collaborate with one another. What should the project manager do? A. Ask the experienced members to lead the junior members to facilitate skill transfer. B. Organize networking sessions to allow the team members to get to know one another. C. Encourage team members to focus on delivering results with their specialized skills. D. Ask the team to self-organize and escalate any issues to the project manager. And the correct answer is B. Organize networking sessions to allow the team members to get to know one another. Question 40. A project manager is asked to develop maintenance planning software for a power plant. A similar project was executed by another department in the organization that was later closed due to low performance. The project manager is concerned about the project's performance and wants to take action in advance to ensure the project succeeds. What should the project manager do? A. Continue executing the project as planned and add more resources if they're required. B. Evaluate the project risk and add external experts to address the potential risks. C. Review the lessons learned on similar projects so that they do not fall back into the same pattern. D. Inform the project sponsor about the risk and try to convince them to withdraw from the project. And the correct answer is C. Review the lessons learned on similar projects so that they do not fall back into the same pattern. All right, PM Pros, you made it through the 40 questions and now we are at the bonus question. So this is a drag drop scenario where you will match the item on the left, which is in green, with the methodology listed on the right in blue. And let's take a look at that question. So a project manager in an automotive company is scheduling activities for a complex project. Some of the project requirements are fixed and some are flexible. Match the items on the left with the methodology on the right that the project manager is using. So you want to select and place a couple of things. So let's take a look at the items. Estimate tire compound mixing, duration, and include it in the project schedule. Assign story points to the stories in the backlog. Get team members support to estimate duration or complexity. And make sure each project phase ends when an iteration ends and vice versa. So let's take a look at the methodologies. We have agile, traditional, hybrid, and then all methodologies. So if you want to take a quick pause before I move on to the next slide with the answers, feel free to do so. Great. So here we have the answers. The methodologies, as you can see, have been moved, but the items have remained fixed in their original places. So if we look at the item, estimate tire compound mixing duration and include it in the project schedule, that's more of a traditional methodology. If we assign story points to the stories in the backlog, that is part of the agile methodology. Getting team members support to estimate duration or complexity, all methodologies would support that item. And making sure each project phase ends when an iteration ends and vice versa is part of a hybrid methodology. Did you get them right? Let me know in the comments. All right, folks, that's a wrap on part 1, rapid fire. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a pounce. Be sure to check out the review video for deep dives on the starred questions in this video. And remember to follow me on Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, and for specialized videos, I'll be on Patreon very soon. So get all the best study hacks on your favorite platform. Thanks for watching Study with Script Kiddie. See you next time, and happy studying.